Shakira was right. Hips don't lie. Even the New York Times is talking big about hip mobility. And here I was thinking it's only beneficial for a better pop-up. Off I go into the hips rabbit hole. Welcome to the Wipeout Weekly, the daily podcast for beginners, wannabe surfers, and seasoned wipeout enthusiasts. No hype, no filler, just the highs, lows, and honest truth about learning to surf and finding your place in surf culture. I'm your host, Suze Wilson. Let's go out. Let's start with the non-fun bit. It can happen to anyone. 1 in 10 women and 1 in 17 men in the USA will get a hip replacement during their lifetime. This is way higher than I thought. Most common reason? Wear and tear due to gradual breakdown of cartilage in the joint. Sometimes arthritis, sometimes genetics. Bad news is that you can't always completely prevent hip joint wear and tear, especially from aging or genetics. But you can absolutely reduce your risk and slow down degradation. And that's done by exercising. Yay, surfing is low impact, woohoo! And building muscle strength, plus making sure that your hips are in tight or out of alignment. Okay, now for some good news. It is absolutely possible to surf after a hip replacement. Listen to these quotes. This was my first time surfing 13 weeks after surgery. Woohoo! This girl is still surfing. That's from Brandy. My husband had both hips replaced and he surfs better than before. That's from Sheila. And this is from Karen, who got her hip replaced at 46. Best decision I made. I was back on my board in 9 weeks. If you're too young to care about getting your hip replaced, let me tell you that hip mobility is crucial for surfing. Whether you're popping up, carving, or just trying to stay comfortable during long paddle outs. So if you're sitting down, stand up immediately because sitting is killing your hips. You would not believe what else beside the pop-up you rely on your hips to provide. Something as simple as getting in and out of your car, or getting in and out of your bed, or leaning down to pick up all the coffee beans you've just spilled. So yeah, for surfing, hip mobility is everything. Like with the pop-up, you need good hip flexion and rotation to bring your front foot through and land in a balanced stance quickly. Or to do a proper explosive pop-up where you're literally swinging your legs below your body. As for wave riding, maneuvering on the wave requires fluid hip rotation, especially when trimming, bottom turning, or cross-stepping on the longboard. Then there's the paddling posture. Tight hips can affect your lower back and pelvis alignment. So if you paddle for longer than a few minutes, you will feel it. And of course, injury prevention. Hip immobility affects other parts of your body. It can lead to strain in the knees, low back, or even shoulders. If your hips don't move well, your body finds less efficient and often riskier ways to get things done. Yeah, I have zero problems with my hip mobility. My hips are very fine. Thank you very much. Oh, really? Here are just a few signs that your hip mobility needs work. Number 1. You can't sit cross-legged comfortably. Try it. No cheating and leaning against the wall. And now rock left and right for a good measure. Feeling good? Number 2. Your low back aches after standing or walking. I try to prevent sitting down by using a standing desk, and holy potato, my back hurts after a couple of hours and I need to sit down again. Or when I go to see a concert and I'm standing up for the duration. Agony. Now, number 3. Your knees collapse inward during squats. If you don't do squats often, you will notice that you need to consciously push your knees outward. Chances are, if you squat a lot, you don't have this problem at all. And finally, number 4. You struggle to fully extend your hips when standing. What this means is that your hips don't open all the way into the upright, neutral position when you're standing, and you look like you're slightly leaning forward. And standing tall feels a bit awkward. And now that you know that you could work harder on your hip mobility, whether you're a baby or middle-aged, here's every single simple exercise I could find that will help you improve it. You can swing your legs back and forth or do 90-90 seated hip switches. You might have to look up some of these. There's the world's greatest stretch, or you can stand and do hip circles. Cossack squats are good for you. Or deep goblet squats, and then you pause at the bottom. Hip bridges when you're lying down and you just raising your hips up and down. Then there's single leg glute bridges, very similar. And then there's this yoga flow with a lot of animals in it. Cat-cow, then lunge to a lizard, then pigeon, and then forward fold. Definitely look that up. There's the easy lateral lunge and RDL. I never knew it stood for Romanian deadlift, but you will need a weight for this one. If you want to try some more pop-up specific ones, you will need sliders or a smooth surface and a towel so you can slide on the floor for most of these. You can start by doing squatting 90-90s. That's really good for your pop-up. Then there's slider climbers, slider pikes, slider reverse and lateral lunges, slider circles. Oh my God, sliders, everyone. Oh, and sliders rollouts with hips up. I absolutely detest this exercise. And now, ta-da! For the most idiotic exercise in the universe that it's supposed to help with your hip mobility and your pop-up. I genuinely don't think that gyms should encourage it. I always feel like I'm just about to hurt myself pretty bad. It's called a rowing machine pike up. And if you want to see it in the wild, you have to head to the Wipeout Weekly website where you can see me performing it and not falling on my face, thankfully. I absolutely do not wish this exercise on anyone. But I think we've got a pretty good list of non-lethal exercises to improve your hip mobility. And that's all for today. Check out the Wipeout Weekly for our free newsletter, more stories and ways to connect with us. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow for more of the Wipeout Weekly.